Welcome to Carco & Carne. I'm James Van Osdell, and Carco & Carne is presented by Alex Ross Art. Alex Ross, the iconic comic book graphic novel creator, a man whose photorealistic way of capturing the heroes and villains of DC and Marvel and all the other companies makes it seem like these are characters that live, breathe, and exist in the same universe we live in. Alex Ross Art will have a presence. Of course, Alex Ross Art will have a presence at New York Comic Con. It's happening this week. If you're going to New York Comic Con, visit Alex Ross Art. He'll be there, or the booth will be there, the 12th through the 15th, New York Comic Con.
Hi, this is Alex Ross. I appreciate you guys supporting our YouTube, and we create new content every week. I hope you will continue to support us, and please subscribe.
It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Osdell.
Carco & Carne also sponsored by In the Loop magazine. If you are like me, you're probably a big music fan. If you're watching or listening to this podcast, you're probably a pretty big music fan. And Chicago is just one of those cities, one of those rare cities where there's so much to do. You could see a concert every night if you wanted to. You could see a couple every night if you had the money, time, and ambition. So much happens in and around Chicago that it can kind of be overwhelming to kind of sift through it all and know what's going on. That's where In the Loop magazine comes in. They cover everything from the up-and-coming club shows to the big arena giants. In the Loop magazine is a one-stop shop for music coverage all over Chicago. They cover it all. I mean, we're talking show recaps, tour previews, interviews, photo galleries, all points in between. They love music. You love music. I love music. That's why I always have In the Loop magazine ready to go on my browser, on my phone. I love staying up to date, and you should too. In the Loop magazine, check them out at beintheloopchicago.com. I am perched in the center of Zagone Studios, a studio that's been doing its thing since the mid-'70s, making masks. You can probably see, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, just a sample of the masks they make.
None of those guys are as cute as me.
None of them are
Jacques.
as cute as you. That'd be absurd even.
Sorry. And, Nelsky,
So-
Princess
Too
Nelsky.
much credit over here.
So we're here. It's Halloween season, and I'm lucky enough to be sitting in Zagone Studios right at peak time. To my right, it is Jacques, but really it's Franco Pacini. He's one of the owners here at Zagone Studios. And to his right across from me, it is Jenelle Wittmann. She is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Zagone. And let's just start with, Zagone started in the mid-'70s. That's an awful long time to be making masks.
Yeah.
How did this all start?
Mm-hmm.
It started as a trick shop, magic shop in the city, close to Belmont and Halstead.
Okay.
And it was by Phil and Bob Zagone. Bob Zagone was the one who had the shop, and he was the one who went looking for Halloween masks. And they, when they went looking for Halloween masks, Don Post was the guy. He was the godfather of making Halloween masks, and they basically he told them, you guys have to make your own. I'm headed to Hollywood. So they did.
Yeah.
And, at that time, the sons, my partners, Phil, Rich, and Tony, were youngsters, and they started helping out in the garage. So that was early 70s.
Yeah.
And by mid-70s, then it was going as Be Something Studios.
So we're in Melrose Park. When did this facility come into being?
About 8 or 9 years ago.
That's about right.
Was there another facility, or were you in the garage up until then?
We were on Rockwell,
And Irving.
literally the river, and Irving Park
Sure,
Road.
sure. And now you're here in this massive space. And one thing I realized walking through here, because this is all done by hand, like all these masks that you see, if you're watching this, these are all done by hand. There are so many different aspects that I wouldn't think of walking in here that contribute to making the mask. Whether it's, there are gloves that are used to create like monster hands, werewolf hands, skeleton hands, and then there's the building of the mold and the pouring of the latex, and then the spraying of the paint. And
It literally starts with a sculpt. So an idea turns, and sometimes people will give us an image and they'll want us to recreate it, but sometimes it's just an idea. So then, we sculpt it out, we sketch it, sculpt it, and then from there, we try to make it as adjustable to a one size fits most mask. And there are many different levels, but really the thought process starts with, it's got to be comfortable. You can wear it. You can interact with people.
Yeah.
Your eyes line up so the sight lines are great.
And I haven't said it yet. You're wearing a mask as we're talking.
Yeah.
This is a very authentic
Yeah.
looking face that you're wearing.
All right, let's not scare everybody. But here we go. Okay, it is a mask.
Ah!
So
Well,
that's Jacques. Very comfortable, easy to wear.
It's
Super soft latex, and it's durable as heck. But the whole concept behind all those things we were talking about is so that the person wearing the mask or the costume legs or feet, gloves, can be comfortable.
Yeah.
So literally, and that came about, quite honestly, Tony Zagone was making a big gorilla costume. And he laid it out, he cut it all out of fur, put it together, and then he put it on, and within seconds he was sweating.
Sure.
And he's heavy, and he's not comfortable. And he goes, this can't be. So a good portion of our audience is built in and around haunted houses. And the actors, and they get into character, and we want them to stay in character. So we try to build everything for that purpose.
That makes sense.
And so, some of the costume pieces that we put together are literally not all fur from top to bottom. They're just where it's needed to make the impression and to get the act across. So we try to stick with that as the whole concept.
That makes sense, because if you're dressed up, if you're wearing a costume, like, you don't want to call it a day. You don't want you don't want to turn into you in the middle of the night or 1 hour later.
That wasn't nice.
That was
You
not
use
an
a
insult.
generality,
You
not-
want to keep our mask
fine.
on. Yeah.
Okay,
Not a Franco.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to put on another mask.
Yeah. So this is a hat mask.
that's a hat mask.
We have a whole line of hat masks, which are great. They're easy if you just need to go to a quick party or you're at a bar.
And Jenelle,
Most
I'm
of
gonna ask
them,
that you lift your mic.
sure. Most of them you
Does-
have you have
doesn't get any easier than
adjustable.
that,
No,
huh?
right? And then you're wearing whatever you want to wear.
So this
And-
is kind of like a
This originally started as Mr. Tony, and Mr. Tony turned into Stan the Man, and now what's this incarnation?
Oh,
There's Milton,
Virgil, Milton.
We have a ton,
yeah.
and it's just so easy. Now,
Yep.
what we've done for kids with things that
Yeah.
are changing over time
So this
is,
one has different fur, different
Yeah.
hat.
and now we've eliminated the cigar actually. So
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I didn't
we
know
had
if-
to do that
Yeah.
because, but quite honestly, it's pretty cool. I mean,
It's-
and some of this,
It looks accurate.
the
Yeah.
half mask, the
Yeah.
comfort. Again, this is to be comfort, right? We've got
Yeah.
tons of masks that are full over the head. So if you want that, and there's tons of fans for that, we can do it. But the idea here is to stay in costume, like
Yeah.
we're talking about. So, if you're going to a party and you want to be something different for 3 different parties, go in, grab a half mask, and you can stay and
I love it.
mess around for as long as you want.
Yeah.
You said something that really interested me. You talked about drawing out a mask idea and then going to sculpt. How often are you concepting masks? And
Oh, I'd say constantly, to be honest.
Some of it, we don't have to come up with the ideas. We have
No.
tons of people who will reach out and help us. So
Yeah.
we have
I
Alizar
mean-
reaches out.
Yeah, we have just a lot of fans that are fantastic and have been following us, and they'll come to us and be like, "Hey, you don't have a lizard in your lineup," or
Yeah.
"Hey, what about a minotaur?" Or So some of it, of course, we want to bring across the character, and it still has to be a Zagone, so it still has to fit properly, line up. So some of the stuff we need to engineer it. So we've had an idea maybe for 5 years, but we haven't been able to perfect that engineering yet, so we're not going to put it out yet. But we're constantly trying to figure out what the industry needs, or
So if
every
your audience
meeting,
has an idea they want
Yeah,
us to put
please,
together,
reach out.
shoot it out to us.
I love that. And I guess you have, this is the audience that sustains and supports
Yeah.
the work you do. So, it's helpful to listen to them.
Yeah, and they're
You gotta
wonderful.
pay attention.
We have wonderful customers.
Well, I was going to say, it seems to me, and I'm so peripheral to all this, but it seems that the horror community, the Halloween community, is a very congenial, and it's the
Yeah.
opposite of scary.
Right, it's
It-
a one big
yes.
family. It really is.
Yes,
it really
yes,
is.
that's correct.
I love that.
100%.
When I went on the tour with Jenelle, you mentioned the top 10 sellers.
Yeah.
You said, well, this is or isn't one of our top 10. What are the top 10? What are those go-tos? Like, what are those molds that you're always turning to?
There's different categories of items that make that up. For us, I think we have a ton of these, is a variety of different versions of Grim Reaper.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's easy for the general public to be able to get into character. They know what's that is. They don't have to relate it back to the latest movie.
Yep.
So
And they can use it year round. So we have a
Right.
lot of people that are singing birthday telegrams still. We have one awesome person in Canada who dresses up in a bunch of our costumes and goes and meets people.
That's
And she'll
amazing.
be a baboon one year, or, so she has the Grim Reaper, so she does the hill parties. So the skulls and the Grim Reaper sell year round, which is great.
I could see that.
Yeah.
So for us, direct to consumer or even the big box stores, it's characters.
Funny.
Guys like Stan the Man, or actually this guy's been
Yeah.
rocking the house. So he's like literally, I think, number 2. And
The
Really?
Nun. Our
Yeah.
Nun was used in the Town movie years
Right.
back. And so she's been in the top 10 for the last 15 years.
But it's interesting, this Jacques mask, this doesn't look like anything specific, and I think maybe that's the appeal. Like, this is a unique piece for someone. It doesn't come from pop culture.
Right.
That's
so that we try to convey that even with all of the items that we have, even the ones that, okay, that's a wolf, or that's a goat demon, or that's a devil. You turn it into whatever you want. They come to life when you put them on.
Yeah.
So this, I gave him a character that turned into Jacques, the French chef who works at Zagone.
that wicked goatee.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, and this was another one of the top sellers. Really, this is the old man.
Yeah.
This is the super soft old man that we've had for several years. Billy Weistrom, he was the gentleman who sculpted him. Great artist. We worked with him for many years. We have another great artist on our lineup now, which is Aaron Lewis. He's just phenomenal. He just redid. In fact, I don't know if you want to get up
Oh,
and
yeah.
show him that.
Here, hold
Okay.
that. I'll show you guys. Pardon me. Our two.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Yep.
here we got. These are
I try to avoid politics,
I
but
know, but.
What
I
politics?
this is equal representation.
Right? Yes, it is.
well, we got evil clowns, and here are 2 of them. There you go. So back to that. We have Last Laugh, who's an evil clown. Deep Sea Creature's always been in the top mix. The
Uncle
Nun,
Bobby.
Uncle Bobby. It
He's
rocks
a
the
half.
house.
He's kind of an newer version of
me.
Stan the Man. Yeah.
Of
He
Stan.
kind of looks like Mario from Mario
Okay.
and Luigi.
And then the other one, B9.
B9. Yeah. I don't
know
we have
what
him
it
on
is,
here,
but this old dude with a bingo hat on, crazy.
Yeah. And again, easy on and off, and just very comfortable. But the minute your eyes line up, you are that character.
So, back to what I was saying before. You want to put on?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
So
Of course.
this
Yeah,
is
well-
my absolute favorite mask.
Yeah, this is her favorite mask.
And this is a harnessed mask.
This is very
So
scary.
His name is Overlord or Goat Demon, Dark Angel.
This is a very scary
Yeah,
mask.
Yes, and he is absolutely
This is
phenomenal.
a hide the kids kind of mask.
A little bit, yeah. So I'm just going to try and show you the harness too. So it's an X piece of elastic that kind
Okay.
of goes on the back of your head, and literally the easiest on and off you can get with a mask.
Oh, look at the jaw.
Now, for a haunt actor,
And
right?
you can-
If you want to stay in character,
Yeah.
but you need a refreshment,
Yeah, you just
show him.
yeah.
Yeah. So how does that jaw work?
Ties right back to those straps she was
harness.
talking about in the back. Harness back to the chin.
That's the coolest.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the
It
coolest.
doesn't really move.
So we have like
Oh, I
howler
love that.
werewolves like that. We have gorillas that are like that,
Yeah.
which is 2-bit roar, another top seller for
Yeah.
many years.
So the boys have also engineered. There's an extra piece of stiff latex in here, so it sits on the crown of your head real nice. And then there's bamboo, not all the way, so if you do accidentally hit somebody in a haunt, it's going to bend, so you're not going to poke them. But again, to stabilize the horns. So they kind of think of everything while you're wearing it.
Let's talk a little bit. The word that comes up with Zagone a lot is innovation. That's you've innovated through the years, and I have to ask, how much innovation can you? What's left to do with masks? Are there things that?
Yeah, we're trying. Like, so one of our partners out there has asked us for, there's videos out there of people popping zits. There's a thing. So this company, is geared towards that crowd, and they asked us if we can come up with something that's like that, or more movement, where you might activate something, and let's say it's a lizard where it makes itself bigger than it is, that kind of thing.
Or like we've always wanted to do a spider where it actually has more of like a mandible jaw as opposed to it moving this way. But obviously this is a whole different engineering piece. So
yeah, so those types of things.
Larger horns, things like that.
So I mean, these are things that we, the consumers, don't really think about, like the innovations. I mean, just looking at this list, I mean, back in 1974, it was half latex, half ventilated fur fabric. Moving through the years, the moving mouth latex with baseball cap was in 1992. I think this is what you just showed an example of in 93, the elastic harness with full mouth movement. And just 2017 UV reactive masks. What does that mean?
So basically, under UV light,
black light,
they'll glow.
Is that what you showed
That's
me in that room?
Yep, in the room.
I went to the black light room.
They don't glow in the dark. You do need the black light.
You need the light.
But we have engineered it too so that we're using the correct paint. So again, it's not cracking and chipping. And unfortunately for us, these masks are going to last long, but great for you.
But that sounds like something that'd be more geared towards a professional like
haunter. Yep, or even just a home haunt. Tony set up a great just display on his porch.
Let's say you're trick or treating, a kid trick or treating, or want to mess with your friends, right? So we actually sell a flashlight. It's a little UV light flashlight. So in the dark, you pop that coming out of a corner, a bush, an alley, and you're going to scare your buddies.
We have actors that use it in corn mazes too, so you get enough glow just with the flashlight.
And just do yourself a favor, if you get one of those, don't take it to a hotel. Just the less you know.
Oh, right, yes. No.
Yeah, true.
There are some things we can be blissfully ignorant
Yes.
of. So, in addition to the masks, I know you do costumes. It seems like, walking through the facility, and masks are the business.
Yeah.
Is it hard? Does it work in concert with the mask making, doing the costumes? It seems almost like I said, it's a separate business.
So the aspect there is we deal in latex. So all those pieces have a form of latex to them. If it's a gorilla, even a baboon butt, part of it is latex. And so to keep it light and easy, some of the base materials we have to buy, like even if you'll see that mask over there, which is our sea creature, a new sea creature. He's based on a balaclava headstock. We have the gloves are not all latex. We have a good chunk of those, but most of them are on a base poly cotton blend for comfort. So you can stay in that forever, and then we'll put the sculpted, could be a skeleton piece on top, could be claws on top of that, so that turns into a creature or Grim Reaper, whoever. So
that makes sense.
Same thing, and we want you to stay in your own clothes. So if you put on a pair of skeleton gloves and a mask in your clothes with maybe skeleton feet, you're a Grim Reaper walking around wearing regular clothes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Can we look at this? I think this is a great example. This sea creature.
There's actually one behind you too if you want to see the sock mask. Yeah.
I want to see the sea creature because this is an example.
I'll grab it. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
And grab a glove too for him.
Yeah.
This is an example of. Again, these are handmade. The paint, the colors on this mask, just the variety of shades, and I think this is beautifully done. And the fact that it's all done by human beings, in-house, kind of blows my mind. But this is a gorgeous piece.
I tell you, it's really not easy. And, like for Tony, who's been here from the beginning, inception of the company, he literally doesn't want to rest on his laurels. So we'll get a collector to call us in, and he wants it exactly painted like it was in 1975, 76. And Tony goes, I did a lousy job in 76. I want to do this way.
Yeah.
And we're like, no. This is a collector. They want it exactly like they had it back then. We just reissued or resculpted a Bloody Mary mask. That's from Savage Weekend.
A movie.
Collectors went nuts.
Because we didn't have the sculpt.
We had lost
for
the sculpt.
years. So Aaron resculpted it, which was awesome too, because he also reached out to the collector community and said, anybody have an actual one you can send me a picture of that I can use?
So you can like reverse engineer
Yeah,
it.
which was really neat that he did that, because it really brought the collector community in, and they loved it. So they each kind of put their input in, like,
I love that back and forth exists.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a ton of it. And believe me, when we make a mistake on something, they let us know. They let us know.
That's the other side
Which
of
is
it.
good,
for
as
sure.
you should.
We appreciate it.
Keeps you honest.
It's great. It is absolutely great.
So you put on a glove.
I did. Yeah. So it's on a base glove, and then the finger claws are latex, and then we add the fur
By the way,
on the top.
even the fur, American-made fur,
Yep.
fake fur, that comes out of Wisconsin.
I love it.
Yep.
And
Keep it in the Midwest.
we hand cut this because if you have a machine cut, you're never going to get that flow.
Nope.
It's beautiful. How many people do you have working at your
Not
peak?
enough.
Yeah.
Is that a good answer? Not
Yeah,
enough? Yeah.
yeah.
About
In the 20s.
On a regular
Yeah.
basis, about 23. Some are part-time, and of course, but it fluctuates 23.
This is a lot of maybe backbreaking is the wrong word. It's a lot of hard
No,
work.
that's the right word.
It's a ton of work.
Yeah.
If you see Tony, that little guy can really move a lot of latex, liquid latex, and those molds are not light.
No. Especially
So
when you
with-
fill them with the latex.
I'm sure.
Like a DOA mold, it's got a big neck, tall. It's
It's like 75 pounds.
it's nuts.
And it's just all blood, sweat, and tears. There's just only one way to do it. The guys have tried many, many different things to, you just can't mechanically do this.
I know this was started as a family business, and you are both part of this family now. I feel like just talking to you and seeing what you do, like this is part of who you are.
Yeah.
At this point,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
this is in your blood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who knew this was like my dream job? I love it. Yeah, it's wonderful.
You get
it's
to
a lot
play
of
every
work,
day.
but it's wonderful.
Work and play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so ZagoneStudios.com is where people can learn more. I love this line from the website. We don't just sell rubber Halloween masks. We sell characters. That's kind of what we talked about, is putting on the mask and just being that character.
You wear them, they wear you.
I love it. All right, so thank you. I know this is your busy time. Thank you for talking in Halloween season.
Yeah.
As I said to both of you before we started recording, walking in here, I thought to myself, this is the place I've wanted to come to since I was a child. I just didn't realize it was here.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize it existed until I walked in. I'm like, oh, this is where I've always wanted to go.
Yeah.
So
We're
congratulations
glad you
on all the
stopped
work
by.
you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll keep looking forward to what you're creating and putting out there in the universe.
So if people want to see what the latest is, or when we're testing stuff out, our Instagram, there's two of them. There's a Zagone Light where we try to get a little goofy, and then there's the more serious, deep, mean stuff, bloody, regular Zagone Studios site. So they can, if they go there, or YouTube, they can see whatever the latest is and what we're trying to play with. Or some of the collectors that do custom work. Tony just did a Killer Wolf Series 3000, but he did it in Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, Browns colors.
Browns colors. Fantastic.
Hilarious.
It just
And
came out.
Yeah,
great.
just give us a call. We'll let you know if we can handle it or
Yeah.
when we can handle it. So, yeah.
I'm
We're
guessing
open to
probably
any
like
question.
January, February is a good time to make those calls.
December, January, February. Yeah.
Actually, November and December.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
Perfect.
after Halloween.
Yeah, right. We never stop.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
this.
Yeah, and thanks to all of
Yeah.
our fans. We appreciate you.